We're working on a campaign specifically for schools at the moment to discuss why gates are involved, whether they are automatic or manual, and what the role is within the organisation. Primarily looking at the design as the front end rather than designing out problems as you go along.
I think the first question you need to ask yourself is, do you actually need an automated gate at your school? And what do you require from it should you decide to get one? Do you need to have it actually motorised? Quite often, a good old manual gate will do the job for you. But also, if you do decide to have an automated gate, you then need to consider the costings that are involved with it. Not only do you have the inherent costs of the gate system itself, but also the amount of money involved for actually ensuring that the gate is safe by the correct fitment of safety features to the gate. Plus also ongoing, it is a machine, so we do need to make sure that it's maintained, very much in the way that you would with your car at home. They get a lot of use, they're exposed to the elements and misuse, so they do need to be maintained regularly to keep them safe. People may think that a gate safe can be seen as a bit anti-automated gate, but it's far from the fact. What we are worried about is people getting hurt by these machines. So we need to understand the potential areas of risk around them so we can then overcome the obstacles along the way. We've got problems such as being hit by the gates with impact, crushing when the gate moves towards something and potentially crush somebody against it. Plus also some other things like dragging and drawing in underneath and hooking, etc. But it's not just these movement risks with gates. Remember, gates themselves are very heavy objects, so we've got to make sure that they are contained properly and supported well. Many accidents have been caused by hinges breaking that then allow the gate to fall on the ground. And with sliding gates, it's about making sure that their movement is contained. It's really important that we've got strong physical end stops to stop the thing over travelling, and also ensuring that we have enough support posts that if we do get some sort of single point failure with the mechanism, there's something there to hold the gate up. So what do I mean by a single point failure? This is looking at what's holding structures up. For example, if you've only got two hinges and one breaks, there's a really big chance that gate's going to fall down. So it's really important we've got three strong points of contact on gates to give you that reassurance and keep the structure up. With sliding gates, it's about limiting its field of movement, making sure that we've got strong physical end stops at the end of its travel, so that if you get something like a limit switch failure, or the gate is actually put into manual release and dragged backwards and forwards, you've got something either end to stop the thing from going too far. Don't forget that these gates are very heavy structures, and if they do fail and are allowed to fall over, they could inflict significant injury. So what should every automated gate at a school have to ensure that it's safe to be used? Safety features are an absolute necessity on all automated gates. So we need to make sure that firstly, the gates are prevented from hitting something or someone in the first place. So we need to have non-contact safety. These can consist of things such as photocells that actually create a beam point to point that, if interrupted, will actually stop and revert the gate away. We do have more modern technology such as laser scanners and light curtains that create an impenetrable field in and around gate systems, meaning that there is absolutely no chance of the gate making contact. But also we do need a backup to this, and this can be in the form of things such as safety edges. Now, these are rubber strips that you put on all types of gate systems that, when contacted, will again send a signal back to the gate to stop and revert away, and therefore prevent a potential crushing problem. It's also worth noting that even though a gate may have these features fitted to them already, it's really important we make sure they actually work correctly. that they actually stop and revert the gates in the right direction and haven't been linked out of circuit. So they're on the gate, but they're doing absolutely nothing to make it safe. It's very important as well that we make sure that the safety devices are actually in the right positions on gates. Remember, gates close as well as open, so it's really important that we've got them on both sides of gates to cover their relevant directions of movement. As well as carrying out the training at GateSafe, one of our main activities is carrying out independent site surveys, where we can go to site and actually make sure that systems are safe and therefore compliant. As part of my survey activities, I do visit a lot of schools right across the country, and unfortunately we do uncover a lot of potential problems. It's an amazing proportion of gates that we do visit that are nowhere near up to the desired or required standards of safety. Remember that when we're dealing with automated gates, they are machines, very much like your car is, and that requires a lot of maintenance. And unfortunately, we do find that a lot of automated gates aren't maintained well enough. Also remember that we are dealing with the school environment here. I'm sure all the people involved at schools are very careful to ensure that the play equipment is safe enough. And also we do find that the gates often are forgotten in that respect. Some of the common problems that I come across when I'm surveying gates is, again, structural. They're not having enough hinges or supports or end stops on sliding gates, or just quite simply ignoring basic crushing risks as the gates open up towards walls and fences. So I think, again, it's very important that you make sure that your gate is properly risk assessed by a competent and trained person who will be able to outline these potential problems and then advise you about what needs to be done to ensure that your gate system is safe. Automated gate systems are classed as machinery. Through the workplace laws, it is imperative that the owners or duty holders of these pieces of machinery make sure that they are maintained regularly. Now, this should be in no longer than 6 monthly intervals. I think it's a very good idea for the owners or duty holders to cast an eye over the system to make sure that there is no immediate damage, or indeed you've got things like plants growing in front of sensors. GateSafe has put together a basic checklist that can be found on our website. But if you do have any concerns over your gate system, don't hesitate to contact either ourselves or a trained installer to help you out.
We're aware of a number of accidents involving gates in school situations as well as barriers. Because the school is the workplace, in the event of an accident, it will be the head teacher that will be held responsible. He or she has the responsibility to keep children attending the site safe, and the parents have sent them there with that belief. If there were to be an accident, it would not only be the children that would suffer, the reputation of the school would suffer drastically. If you're thinking about installing an electric gate or even maintaining one, it's essential the person has the relevant knowledge. What you need to do is ensure that they have experience and training to carry out the required works. Very often we find people getting involved with automatic gates that are perhaps electricians or they're alarm technicians, and they really don't have the knowledge to carry out works on these machines. We are also rolling out the Safe School Gate campaign. Check the website for more details.